Hey there, I'm Ken. This is Canadian Retro Things. Welcome. Today, I'm going to break the seal on a 20-year-old video game. That's right, I am opening up a 20-year-old game. This is a little plug-and-play unit from 2004. Believe it or not, 2004 was 20 years ago. Now, I'm almost 100% certain that this Jakks Pacific plug-and-play TV game has never been opened. At least it shows absolutely no signs of ever having been opened, and all the tape is in the right place. Now, you may be asking yourself, why am I opening this? Isn't it worth more money if it's unopened? Well, yeah, it is, but it's also a video game. Video games are meant to be played, not sitting in a box on a shelf. And besides, it's Ms. Pac Man. And as some of you may know, I'm a bit of a packaholic. I do love things that are Pac Man. So I'm going to take a closer look at this box. I'm going to open it up, take a look at the little gaming unit in here, and then we're going to plug it in and we're going to try it out. But before we do that, I have to say a big ol' thank you to the channel sponsor, Retro Rewind. If you're watching this video, then chances are you like retro. If you have a Tandy Color computer, a VIC-20, a Commodore Plus 4, 16, 64, 128, or Amiga, then I would suggest checking out Retro Rewind. They sell hardware, diagnostic cartridges and accessories, capacitor kits, and they will even recap your board for you. So for all of your Commodore and Color computer needs, visit Retro Rewind at www.retrorewind.ca. And if you use my discount code of CRT10 at checkout, you will save 10% on your order. Check out the link in this video's description. Alright, here it is, the plug-and-play TV games, Namco's Ms. Pac Man, 5 original arcade classics. As you can see, the plastic is actually starting to yellow on this. It does come with the list of the games on here, so obviously Ms. Pac Man, and Galaga, Pole Position, Xevious, and Mappy. Plugs directly into your TV, obviously. Ms. Pac Man, multiple mazes, bonus fruits, and smarter ghosts. It's for ages 5 and up, so whew, I'm going to be able to play it. Requires 4 AA batteries, not included. That's good because 20-year-old system, if that was included, then they would have probably leaked by now. And on the back, it just tells a little bit about each of the games. All right, well, I guess it is time to open this up. Got my blade. I'm going to carefully cut all of the tape on here. Now, just because I'm opening it doesn't mean that I don't like to keep the original packaging. So carefully cut each piece of tape. And now we can open it. Try to do it without wrecking the box so that we can put the box together again after this. As I said, I do like to actually keep these things in the boxes, if I can. Can lift this out. And we successfully have that out. And there's some documentation in here. So what does it come with? Please fill out the card below and send it immediately. I guess there's a little bit of a warranty with this. I don't think I'm going to fill that out and send it. Oh, and it comes with a big old installation guide on how to put your batteries in. Some troubleshooting, additional tips. You know, when I bought these things brand new 20 years ago, I never looked at any of this stuff because I didn't think it was at all interesting. Now, this one is... what? Some more stuff, how to put the batteries in, some stuff about Ms. Pac Man, a little write-up about each game. And the French version of the installation. And the French version of the 90-day warranty. Okay. There we go. Everything is out of the packaging. Oops. We'll leave Ms. Pac Man inside there. We'll put that all back together later, but there is the unit. So, on the front, you got a menu button, on-off switch, 2 fire buttons up here, small one and a big one, and a nice clicky joystick here. Now, one thing about this is the joystick does twist for playing pole position. I've heard of people getting this and not being able to figure out how to play pole position because they didn't know that you could twist the joystick. Alright, well, I guess what we have to do now is put the 4 AA batteries in it, which looks like they go back here. And then we can start playing. Now, that has always been one of my complaints with these plug-and-play machines because I actually do have a bunch of these. Oh, they're getting all over the screen here. Go away. Go away. Anyway, I won't mention that I have a bunch of those again. Jeez. And my complaint is that they only take batteries. It would be nice if there was a way you could plug them in to a wall socket or something, because yeah, you do eat through a bit of batteries playing these. Alright, well, let's put batteries in it and try it out. Alright, we have the Pac Man, Ms. Pac Man controller hooked up into my little cheap capture device here. So let's turn it on and see what happens. Alright, you get the standard boilerplate, 2004, Jakks Pacific, and there is our menu. Very nice looking menu compared to... Ooh, I like the sound. Very nice Pac Man-y sound there. Anyways, it's a very nice menu compared to other Jakks Pacific games that I've seen, so that's very nice. Now, we'll start at the top with pole position. Menu? No. Fire. Fire starts it. Okay. What does the menu button do? Ah, you can pause with the menu button, and then you can either continue or quit. Okay. Alright. right, here we go. And okay, top button is gas. Bottom button is change gears. Okay, moving the joystick makes absolutely nothing, does nothing. It's only twisting it. So it's just like having a steering wheel. Takes a little bit of getting used to, but I think I like this compared to other versions of pole position that I have played. Ooh, and I blowed up. I blowed up real good. Probably my favorite version of pole position that I have been playing in the past. Yay, I qualified in 7th place. My favorite version that I have played in the past is my VIC-20. So yes, this is definitely, I would say, if you're a pole position fan, a good version of it. Oh. Oh, man. Alright, that's enough of watching me blow up. Let's switch to another game. So, I guess the next game that we're going to check out is Xevious. So I'm going to guess that you'll have a fire button and a bombing button here. Playing from the side with the... Oh, good, you have auto fire. So yeah, plays like Xevious. Not one of my favorite games, but I also have this on my barcade there, my Ms. Pac Man bar or my Pac Man barcade, and it's just a nice break from the usual games that I play, Galaga, Pac Man, and such. But yeah, definitely decent way to play this. I mean, playing from the side like I am, not the best way to play. You'd probably want to be holding the controller. Alright, well, how about we check out the next game on the list. Alright, our next game on the list is the aforementioned Ms. Pac Man, which is what is the game that you would have bought this for. So, definitely, it's got the Ms. Pac Man start. I played this game a ton in the arcade. More than I played the original Pac Man, so... Oh, okay, yeah. Now, Ms. Pac Man is, of course, a 4-way scrolling game. And you're using an 8-way scrolling joystick on it. And, yeah, that usually creates a problem with trying to go around some of the corners. Alright, I just finished my game of Ms. Pac Man. I didn't do too well, and so far, out of the 3 games that I've tried, unfortunately, Ms. Pac Man is the least playable on here because you really have to be very exact on which of the to go up or down or left or right to change your direction if you're just off by a little bit, it doesn't go. So, yeah, because it's an 8-way scrolling joystick, it makes it really quite difficult to change your directions. So, unfortunately, yeah, Ms. Pac Man's not that great on here. Now it's time for Galaga. All right. Well, this shouldn't make a difference. For left or right, you're just going left. You just go back and forth across the bottom, so it shouldn't make a difference for the... Capture. Okay. So far, yeah, Galaga's pretty decent. See if I can capture my fighter. Ooh. Don't shoot him while he's up there. Ah! Okay. Yay, I got my double fighters. Holding the joystick like this is not the easiest way to play this. Okay. Yeah. Galaga works fine. Yeah, playing it in the way that I'm trying to keep the joystick within the shot is not easy. So, yeah, works a lot better if you do it another way. And the final game that we're going to be looking at today is probably, other than Pac Man games, one of the reasons that I personally would have bought this when it was new. That is Mappy. It's probably not the best known game on here, but I do like this game. So if you don't know what it is, you're a mouse running around and you have to collect items. And you have to avoid the cats. And you get from level to level, obviously, by using the trampolines that are there. And I died. And that is level 1. So this is a really good game. I enjoy it a lot, and I think it's definitely worth trying out. Especially if you've never played it before. Alright, so I went back and I played this game a whole bunch more. And yeah, I got a little bit better at Ms. Pac Man, but it's still pretty much unplayable. I never got past the second screen, and I'm pretty good at Miss Pac Man. If I play that micro arcade one that I have, even on that tiny little thing, I can get to like at least the fifth or sixth screen. So, yeah. The problem with it, of course, is that it's your up and your down have to be exactly center to go up or exactly center to go down. If you're off just by like the tiniest little bit, then you either change direction and go back towards probably a ghost that's chasing you, or you just completely miss your turn. So, yeah, unfortunately, the other 4 games on this, excellent. Pole Position, Galaga, Xevious is, well, it's not my favorite game, but it's a good version of it, and Mappy are all a lot of fun to play. So, yeah, definitely, I like it for those 4 games. Probably not going to play Ms. Pac Man on it ever again, unfortunately. Probably Pole Position is the one I'm probably going to play the most on this, because it's a lot of fun with the twisty knob on there. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed my opening up this 20-year-old little piece of tech and playing around with it. And if you did, don't forget that a like, a subscribe, and a comment below are all things that help the channel out a lot and are greatly appreciated. But until next time, see you later.